Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Ashley if you are new, and I am going to be pre-filming for the month of November. It is actually the second week of October right now that we are in. We are here. And so I am in the second week of October. However, I really need to get this pre-filmed. I'm trying to film the rest of the year, and then we'll kind of see how the rest of it goes. I do have these from January because I was going to use this as my homeschool planner and never did. So I might keep this and change the dates. It just gives me a little bit more time, but I have to buy another happy planner. So we'll see how everything goes. But I'm going to go ahead and pre-plan the week of November the 6th through the 12th. I did do this one off of camera. This is the week of Tristan's birthday. His birthday is the 1st, and it's also Halloween. So I thought that this was a... Wait a minute. This is not right. This is not even right. The dates are not right. Everything else is fine, but this is actually not right. This is the 30th, the 31st, so I need to change those two dates. But anyway, his birthday is on that Wednesday, and so we are just getting things accomplished and going. So yes, I'm going to be planning for the 6th through the 10th. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get going. I'm going to be using this adorable kit from Avalon and 9th. I absolutely love it. We're not going camping, but I'm still going to do this kit because I think it is absolutely gorgeous. It's very fall. I'm ready to get cozy. I'm ready to make some fires inside of our house. We didn't use the fireplace last year because last year was hell. And as some of you know, if you follow me for a long time, and so this is going to probably go in my memory planner and in this planner for this week. Or either I might use this kit in a memory plan with me in some other week of November. But yes, so that is what we are going to do. And we're just going to get going. So I have two different washies and I have two different full box options. So these are full boxes. These are the washies. I think that since we're not going camping, I'm going to use this one, even though it's like basically the same thing. But I'm going to use this, and we're just going to kind of get going. I don't really care which date covers I use, so we'll just kind of see. But I hope that you guys are having a great October. It is actually starting to cool off here, but it's that typical Alabama weather where you get a week or a few days where it's really cold outside, and then the heat wave comes back because it tricks you. You put all of your summer clothes away and you're like, okay, fall is here. It's time to put this up. I need to get out some fall clothes because it's chilly. And then you have like a week where it's a heat wave again, and then it'll eventually taper off and you'll get cooler days rather than warmer. And then it just gets to where it's just cold. Like, it's not chilly and nice, it's just cold. And so, you know, that's kind of the way it goes here. Like, you barely get a fall. The fall that you get is really like fall and summer combined, and then you get winter, and that's just how it is. So spring is kind of the same way, where it's like, you get that nice, lovely warm weather for like 2 seconds, and then really it's just boiling hot. So that's the pleasure of living in Alabama. That's just kind of how it goes, but that is okay. I'm used to it because I've been dealing with it my whole life. Although I will say, I feel like as a kid, a lot of the time, when we went trick-or-treating, it was like cold and we had to wear like, because you know, like costumes are like super thin, and we would have to wear like long sleeves under our costume. But that is not the case now. It feels like October is still not quite cold. So I don't know what it's going to be like this October. I've heard rumors that it's going to be really cold, but so far second week, and it's not, so we'll see. But crazy times, man, you can't ever tell. So yeah, so I'm not planning for November and have Halloween nails on. I am in October, so that's why I have little ghosties on my fingers. They glow in the dark, and I didn't know they glowed in the dark until I went to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And I was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah. I'm not getting this straight either, so let's see. But yeah, I am looking forward to things to come. We have a busy few months, and holy crap, like, I don't know, I might have a baby by the end of the year, / right at the beginning of the year. And we have birthdays and Christmas and all the things. Like, Jaren's birthday was in September. Well, Joshua's birthday was in August. Jaren's birthday was in September. Then we have the fall festival and all of that good stuff in October to prep for, and costumes to buy and all the things. And then in November is Tristan's birthday and my baby shower and my birthday, and then we're having my whole family over for Thanksgiving. And then it's my birthday and my anniversary, and then December is I have to do another baby shower in December, and then it's then it is, what is this? I don't understand what is happening with this. What's going on? It is Christmas, and maybe even a baby. Who knows? And then, yeah, it's just like on and on and on, you know? So, I don't know. Oh, okay, it's like, it was one long strip. I don't understand. Okay. I don't really know what's happening. But where did I put those scissors I was just using? I really don't like using these scissors because they're so darn small. But they have stolen and confiscated every single one of my longer pair of scissors. It's so frustrating. So I'm going to use these. Oh my gosh. So Jaren is with us. It is Tuesday, but he is off for fall break, so we're taking him home tomorrow. So, yeah. And it always makes it a little bit complicated because it's like we're not off for fall break. So then it's like, okay, do I just give them some time off for homeschooling? Because it gets really crazy and strange to do homeschooling while he's here because obviously he's not homeschooled. So then he like has nothing to do. And then it's like so it gets tricky because I have to make the decision of like what we're doing, but he is here for till tomorrow, and so I'm thinking we're probably just going to do school anyway, so we'll see. Okay, and then this one's going to be trickier because it's not as small of a strip, and so yeah, I always find it a little bit difficult to navigate because I don't want, it gets tricky, you guys. But you know, a blended family is always tricky, I have found, and I'm very thankful that Joshua and I made our marriage work, because I don't want that for my kiddos. It just makes everything more complicated. It's always something to figure out, or you know, you have to work with it, and it's like that forever, and so it can be very tricky and complicated, and I don't like it. So it's not always the most fun. Okay, this is going to be uneven, but I don't think it's going to bother me, really. It's probably going to bother some of you, but I think I'm going to put some glitter headers over the top of it anyway, so I don't think it's going to be bothersome, but we'll see if it is, and I'll figure it out. If it is, I'll fix it. Okay. I do want to trim this part off. So, Jensen's down there saying, come get me. He wants somebody to chase him, and they're not cooperating, I don't think. Ah, come get me, and they're not coming to get him. At least I don't think they are. They're not playing what he wants to play. I'll probably get frustrated with them in a minute. Okay. So there's that. I know, it's like off, I know. Okay, my hubby was calling me. I also did trim this while I was on the phone with him and put it down here, because I noticed that this was not the same. I don't know, it doesn't match up absolutely perfectly, but it's better than what it was. So there's that. Okay, so this is, what dates are these? Let's go ahead and put the dates on so I don't get confused, since I am planning so far ahead. I don't want to get confused. This is the correct date, even though this isn't. It's just these two that are wrong. This is right. So this is the 6th is when it starts. And yeah. So 6th. And somebody's talking to me downstairs. Jensen's saying something. I don't know what he's saying, but a little bit nervous about that, because that usually means that he's doing something he's not supposed to be doing. Which, when is he not doing something he's not supposed to be doing, is what I'd like to know. They're downstairs with him, but they don't often pay attention to him the way they need to be. So hopefully I don't go downstairs to a disaster, because that's not going to make me a happy camper. Oops. Okay. So, I'm going to do, I want to do this scene, and, okay. These are basically the same, and weirdly enough, these are almost exactly the same. These are almost the same. These are almost the same. So there's like a few that are kind of alike. These are almost the same. So I want to make sure I just distribute those properly so I can use this for my memory. And it makes sense there. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why didn't I just know that? I don't know. Okay. So what do I want to do for the main picture? My child in my belly is moving like a crazy person, and he's kind of like distracting me just a tad. I'm going to use this just because the plaid, I think it's so pretty. It's we're going to use that one as the focal point. All right, so I do need some boxes, and I don't have full checklists, but I have these and I have these, and this is a dinner sticker, so I think I want to put these on here. Dinner is something that I struggle with, you guys. I struggle with planning dinners. My husband is so wishy-washy about what he wants. He never tells me what he wants or what he would like to eat, but he wants me to come up with all the ideas. But then he gets hankerings for things, and like they're these weird recipes, and he all of a sudden wants to watch it. I mean, wants to eat it. I was reading channel surfing and said wants to watch it. And so I don't always know what to make, and then I feel like that's not, oh, dang it, I'm shaking so bad. I feel like that's not what he's going to want to eat at the time, because he's going to change his mind. It's not really what he's going to want, and so then I just don't want to make it ahead. You know what I mean? Like, he always wants to change the things that I'm going to make because he doesn't want it then, and so it's just so frustrating. Like, I want to make things that he wants, obviously, and he doesn't always want what I've decided to cook, and so then I will buy ahead and plan ahead meals, but then we don't end up using it. It goes to waste because, or gets pushed to the next week or whatever, because he doesn't want that. He's not in the mood for that, and I can tell he's not. So it's just like, but then he's like, if you plan the meals, then if I don't have anything in any part of the decision making, then I'll be perfectly happy. But that's not really true. Like, he says that, but it's not really true. And it's because we just hate figuring out what we're going to eat. Like, both of us hate it. So he wants to put it all on me. And I don't want to do it because I hate planning it. I feel like nobody likes the same things. And then you got to make multiple things for multiple people, and yes, I know a lot of people will disagree with that, and they'll tell me I'm being a horrible mother because I don't force my kids to eat all the same thing. But you know, it's just a fight. I don't feel like fighting. Like, Alark is the pickiest human being alive. So I don't, and I was really picky as a kid, so I kind of understand it. So yeah, so it's just, I don't feel like figuring out what everybody's gonna eat all the time. That being on me. Like, I don't want to. And then I don't want to cook. Like, I hate cooking so much. So, oh my gosh, my 2-year-old, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. He's causing shenanigans down there. So, I'm going to put 2 habit trackers, I think. You know what? Yeah, maybe, because I think that'll give me room for another full box. And this is crooked. Okay, I'm trying to not have 50 interruptions, but do you think that's, like, possible? No, it's really obviously not. This is crooked. Still crooked. Okay. This one's a little, like, now it's messed up, but maybe if I do this one, you won't be able to tell it as much. I can't tell when it became crooked. I just know it got that way. Okay. Okay, there's that one. Then let's do brown at the top for a checklist. And I want to put I have 2 checklists, so I think I'm going to double them up, and I think that's what we're going to do. So that way I can have 6, because there's no way that's going to be enough. And it's a little bit off, but this one's brown. Okay. I shake so badly. So I'm pretty positive that I have like mercury poisoning. I know, like, it sounds ridiculous, but the fillings that I have in my teeth from when I was really young, they have mercury in them, and I think I'm just kind of allergic to mercury. Like, I have a mercury allergy, and it does happen. You can look it up if you think I'm crazy. I am crazy, but it's not, but not when it comes to that. Like, I'm pretty positive that's what's going on, but yeah, so I just have to get those fillings redone, but I don't know, like, exactly how all of that works as far as, like, will it go away after the mercury? I don't know. I just know it's annoying. So it, like, really annoys me. It's just, I shake a lot. My dad does too. So it could be something hereditary as well. But they told him at the doctor that it was because of the fillings in his teeth. And when I researched that, I was like, oh, well, mercury allergies are hereditary. And they present themselves exactly like mine. Like, you just shake a lot. Like, you have the shakes, you have headaches. Oh, really? Like, it's nice to know. Like, my whole life, I've had headaches and shakiness and all the things. Okay. Anyways. Okay, so let's see. I think this one, I don't know. I like them all, so I'm just kind of trying to distribute color around and make sure that I keep the ones that are similar for my memory spread that I'm going to do. So that's kind of what I'm trying to accomplish here. And then I think we'll do one of these because there's a bunch of these with the tint. So to spread them out evenly, I think we'll do one of these on this spread, one of the close-ups of the tint on the other spread. We'll do it like that. But see, it's not straight when I do that either, so what's happening? Must have gotten that box not straightened out at the bottom, but it's hard to get these stickers straight, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not very talented at getting them all perfectly straight. So, not that great at it. Okay, that's much better. Alright, so now this one's at the top. I don't know, this just looks really good. So do these s'mores, so I kind of want to do that at the top. Joshua called me a closet fatty because I like always have to have snacks, and I'm always like snacking on things, and he's like, oh my god, like, I don't understand. And he's like, you're like this when you're not pregnant. I totally am. Like, I'm a snacky kind of person, and so like I don't eat a lot of food like during meals. I eat small meals and then I eat snacks. Like, I've always been that way, and I have like a super big sweet tooth and whatever. And he's like, I look at the food you eat and I gain like 10 pounds, but you just whatever. And it is true. It's true. It's not because I don't eat a lot. It's just because I just... Okay, so this is not going to be even. So, which I did get it a little bit crooked. Like I didn't put it all the way at the top, as you can see from that gap. So I'm wondering if I do that and put it correctly. Let's see. It's just harder to do than you think it is. It's going to be just a little bit off, and then I can just kind of layer it on top so that it'll be even, because that's going to bug me. If it were like a big difference, it wouldn't bother me, but it's not. It's like this tiny, oh my gosh, it's this tiny minuscule difference, and so I don't like that. Come on, line it up. Okay. So, the same thing goes with this one. See how it's like a little bitty bit of a difference. So we're going to do the same thing. And that one's going to be this one right here. I'm dreading tomorrow, you guys, because I have a dentist appointment and I have to get a couple of teeth fixed, and I don't want to. I'm just not, the dentist is just not, I just don't like it. I've had some really bad experiences with the dentist, and it kind of terrifies me, to be honest. So I really just do not like it. It creeps me out, freaks me out, all the things. I've just had some really, really bad experiences, like where they've fixed my tooth, but it wasn't really fixed. And so I had all these problems with it, and then I had to go to someone else to actually fix it. I have like, right now, right this very second, I still have like a big chip in my tooth, because it's not a big chip, it's a tiny chip, but it feels big in my mouth because they didn't fix my tooth correctly, and the way that they did my tooth was not anything like my natural tooth, and so the way that it sits in my mouth is wrong. And it's like, I've had them do my tooth where they like had to fix it because I broke my front tooth, and they had to fix it, and then they built it up way too much, so I couldn't even close my mouth. Like, I had to go get it refixed. I've had where she cleaned my teeth and my gums, like she gouged into my gums, and my gums bled for like days. They were completely messed up and raw. Like, yeah, I've just had some really bad experiences. I've had bad experiences where they were doing work on my tooth and they didn't numb it correctly, and it was just like I was feeling the whole thing, and I just had to deal with it. Yeah, I have not had good experiences at the dentist, and so I don't want to go. I do not like it at all. And I don't think anybody really likes it, right? But it's just, I really don't like it. So yeah, I'm having to just deal with it. Okay, so this is going to be a large space for the day, which is completely fine with me. I am going to put this on here so I cap that off correctly. And then those days are done so far. Yeah, I've just had like really bad experiences at the dentist, and it's just not been good. I've had really bad experiences with hospitals as well, so, you know, there's that, but not really bad. I wouldn't say as bad as like the dentist, but it's been, yeah, I've had some interesting experiences with that too, to where it's just like, oh boy, that's rough. So, like, Tristan's birth was particularly horrible, and like the CEO of the hospital or whatever, the president of the hospital was coming and like apologizing and hoping I wasn't going to sue them. And I was like, lady, I'm not going to, like, you're barking up the wrong tree. I'm not going to sue you, but still, like, you need to get it together because I never want someone else to go through this like I did. I had someone who, like, that my nurse did not want to be there. It was Halloween night. She had to leave her kids. She didn't want to, like, I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to either, but she, like, did not want to be there to begin with, and my care was just not where it needed to be. And she ended up, like, I wasn't supposed to go into labor. I was supposed to be induced the next day. Ended up going into labor at the hospital, and she, like, ignored me. So, like, I didn't get any kind of anything, but it wasn't that I wasn't medicated that made me upset. It was the fact that, like, I didn't know what was going on because she was telling me that I wasn't in labor, and it was my first kid, so, like, I had no clue what was happening. And she shut the door so that nobody could hear me because I was, like, yelling out in pain. I was in, like, heavy labor, and by the time they found me, he was crowning, and yeah, it was really bad. So yeah, it was not fun, but needless to say, they, like, upgraded me to this suite and did all these things. Like, I don't want that. I just wish that I wouldn't have had to, like, I was just afraid. Like, I didn't know what was happening and nobody was communicating with me. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. And I never want anybody to go through that again. So now I'm, like, obviously now I've had 3 other children since then, so I can advocate for myself a lot better. And Joshua's a whole different person than he used to be back then, so he will definitely advocate for me, but it's just like, I didn't know anything at the time, and he was really young too. I think he was, like, how old was Joshua when I had Tristan? He was, like, I was 24, so he was 21, and so he's just this young kid, you know, and so, like, he's 3 years younger than I am. So we were young and naive. He had had a kid before, but it wasn't anything like that. So he didn't know what was going on. So, and he was going to them, telling them, hello, she's, like, in pain. What's happening? Like, she doesn't react to pain. She, like, takes pain with no problem. And she's reacting, so something's happening. Oh, it's just cramps. And he was like, my God, she's reacting like this from cramps. Like, and I mean, he had never seen me in that kind of a high pain situation, so he didn't know. He thought maybe I was overreacting because they were trying to act like I was just overreacting to some mild cramps. And he was like, okay, I mean, okay, I guess she could be, like... Yeah, I was not overreacting to some mild cramps. It was horrific. Okay, so let's see. This one, then this one, then this one. So, yeah, it was bad. Oh, that's not right. Okay. This is this. They look so similar. This one's this one. This one's this one. Okay, this one is this one. This one is this one. So then we do blue and then this. Okay, I was like, what is happening? Something's wrong. This is not right. Yeah, so did I do the same thing? I'm pretty sure I did. I think I might have used the wrong one right here. Pretty positive I did. I don't know. I'm so confused. They both look the same to me when I put them down. Like, they don't look the same on here because you can see them side by side, but when you put them down and they're far apart, it's hard for me to tell which color is which, so I guess it's just whatever. They're interchangeable. It'll be fine. Okay, that's a little bit crooked. It's going to bug the bejesus out of me, but... Okay, this is a problem now. Crap. I wanted to do the scene. However, now I've put myself into a pickle. So I'm going to have to move this one. And that's going to be the solution. Because I would have had to do 2 checklists, which would mean I did 3 checklists in the same, or 2 checklists, which means I did 3 in a row, and I don't want either one of those things, so I'm going to have to move it around a bit. But yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about birthing experiences. This has nothing to do with November Plan with me, but I don't know. I just, I've had bad experiences with doctors and dentists and things. I've had some bad experiences with dentists with the boys. They, like, it took us 4 dentists to find one that would work with Killian, because Killian has a big, huge fear of doctors and dentists. He's terrified. He does not like people touching him. He had like really bad ears as a child. He would always have ear infections, and them holding him down and like looking in his ears like traumatized him. So like it took like 3 doctors to like hold him down and stuff for his ears or anything. And now at the dentist, like he gets claustrophobic when he is forced to lay on the table and like open his mouth. He does not like it. He freaks out. It makes him panic and have a panic attack. Like, it's really, really bad. And so he is not very cooperative. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, no matter what, he's just not cooperative when it comes to the dentist. And it took 4 dentists for us to find somebody who would work with him. He had a bad tooth, and his tooth just kept getting worse because I literally couldn't find a dentist. They told me I was going to have to take him to the ER and have him put to sleep. Now, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that when we can just fix it with a local, and you just need to work with him and be patient. Like, I understand that it's annoying, but these are pediatric dentists. Like, you should know how to kind of deal with it better. And they just had no patience with them. And so we found this other dentist, and they were like, okay, we're going to come in and we'll see. We do strap down if necessary. I was like, look, at this point, I don't care if you strap him down. I don't want him to be put to sleep. So if those are my only 2 options, then we're going to go for it. And I know that that sounds brutal and horrible, but at the same time, like, you don't understand. It puts him in danger. And so if he's moving around, thrashing around, and he had to get this fixed because it was starting to cause infection in his mouth. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this. They didn't have to strap him down. They were so patient with him, and he was fine. He was fine. Like, he didn't freak out or anything. They just talked to him. They told him exactly what was going on at any given moment. They told him what they were about to do. They told him how much longer it was going to be. Because that's the thing. Are you almost done? Are you almost done? Like, they let him speak. So they didn't like, you've got to hush, and like trying to shush him up so they could hurry up. They were just understanding with him, and he was fine. He was totally fine. So I used to be a very shy and quiet person. And so it took me a while to figure out, like, when I became a mom, like, how to advocate for my kids and how to, well, it didn't take me a while to learn how to advocate. It took me a second to realize, like, you have to advocate for your kids. And so, like, you just got to speak out. And that's when I started, like, not being shy anymore, because, like, I'll speak out for them in a heartbeat. But that's when I learned to, like, advocate for myself as well, because you have to. I went to the doctor when I was pregnant with Jensen, and I'm not always the best at going to the doctor for myself. I'm really good with them going to the doctor, but I'm not very good with going myself and keeping up with my health the way I should, my teeth the way I should, all the things. Like, I just get really, I'm doing the mom thing, and that's, takes a lot of my time, and I just don't think about myself as often. So I had an exam when I was pregnant with Jensen, and I had precancerous cells on my cervix, and it was terrifying. And the way that they handled it was absolutely horrific. Like, they told me basically, hi, it's a boy and you might have cancer. Like, that's basically the way it was laid out for me, and it was like very traumatic. But they gave me basically like no information for myself. So like, I did all the research, all the things, and then when they came back and told me like the types of cells and all of these things that were happening, I was like, okay, so that's basically like the worst news I could have gotten. Like, this is the worst of the worst. And they were like, that test could have came back, and they were like, yes, basically. How do you know all of this? And I was just like, because, oh man, I should have used the s'mores. Because this is just kind of going to be kind of lacking if I use the s'mores with this page, I think. So I'm going to save the s'mores for this one. But I really love the s'mores. I mean, I'm going to use it in a different spread, so it's not like I'm saying goodbye to it and not using it. But still, I should have used it instead of the potatoes if I was going to have to pick one or the other. I think I'm going to use one of these because obviously they're like the same. But I'm going to use it down here. And then I got to find something to go there, so I probably will use that other habit tracker, which means I'm going to need another glitter header. But yeah, so I learned how to advocate for myself because they weren't telling me any information that I needed to know. They were telling me basically nothing. And I guess like other people just trust them to just, but this is like the C word. This is like serious, and you're telling me to just wait and see and like listen to you tell me it's all clear or it's horrific and I might, like, you know what I mean? And so they were like just in awe and shock that I knew information about my diagnosis and like what was going on with me. It ended up not being cancer. It was just precancer cells, and I had to have surgery to remove them after I had Jensen because of course I couldn't do that while I was pregnant. But yeah, it was like danger, and they had to biopsy those cells, which is not okay when you're pregnant. Like, it can be dangerous. So I had to figure out, you know, the risks and the statistics with that and kind of outweigh all my options. And they weren't telling me my options. I had to figure all of this out by myself. And then they came to me and they were like so shocked that I knew this information. Like, I've never had a patient as well informed as you are, and blah blah blah. I've never known anybody to know what they're talking about with and I'm thinking, what? Like, you should be giving me this information without me having to do my own homework and look it up, number one. But number two, people just go through the motions and they don't even know what's happening in their own body. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how it is. Like, nobody cares. They just go with the flow, and they're like, oh, okay, well, okay, the doctor said that. And they just don't, you know, they don't do any of the research by themselves. Because she was like, I was like, okay, so it's a type blah, blah, blah. I don't remember at this point. But I was like, okay, so it's a type blah, 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 which is basically the worst news I could have gotten at this point. And she was like, wow, I am not used to somebody knowing the terms, but yes, that is true. I mean, we're hoping for an okay outcome, but yes, that is true. This is the most severe. And I was like, great, fantastic. And she was just like blown away, which I was blown away that she was blown away, because I'm thinking people just, obviously they just don't care about, you know, what's going on with them. Like, oh, okay, well, oh well. Like, I don't get it. But anyways, it was an experience, which, again, I did not have cancer, but it was just precancer cells that were very worrisome and very scary when you're pregnant and they're telling you, well, you're pregnant, so there's really nothing we can do about it till after the baby. And that was the beginning of my pregnancy, so I had to like wait and hope. But then they, you know, they did do a biopsy and tell me that it was precancerous. And But, you know, they just kind of tell you these diagnoses and they're just straight-faced and serious and they don't care. Like, you know, this is routine for them. So it gets to be numb, and they don't look at you as a person that you've just delivered this horrible news to. They just kind of spring it on you, and it's like, okay. Yeah, I don't want to use that one. So what can I do? I think I'm going to use another red, and I know that that's kind of a lot of red, but anyway. But yeah, so you just have to learn how to advocate for yourself. So I'm used to it at this point, but the whole point of me talking about all of this was because I was talking about how the dentist kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because I know it's gonna be painful, and because I've just had some bad experiences with it and it has not been pleasant. So yeah, I need to put this blue. I guess I could switch it out with one of these, right? Like I could do that and have another blue one. Switch it out with one of these sidebar ones. Oh my gosh, Ashley. These nails do not let me pull up stickers very easily, but I love them. So I just glue them on myself, and they last, for me, as long as the nail salon, sometimes longer than the nail salon would have lasted me. And I know that I did it right. Because the last time I went to the nail salon, I wanted this specific design, and she gave it to me, but she charged me $90 to do it, and it was like not what I asked for. It didn't look anything like, I mean, it was still, it was still pretty, but it was not anything like what I asked her for. And I was in there for 4 hours getting it done, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. This is insanity. And I have like my nails produce like high oil, which some people would view as a blessing because it does make them healthier. They don't dry out. It's the same with my skin. Like my skin is, you know, I don't have problems with moisture. I have problems with oily skin, oily nails. Like that, my nails just produce a lot of oils, and so nail polish doesn't stick to them very long. Like nails don't stick to them very long. Even acrylics, like they just don't stick well, and they will come off and pop off and break much easier than most people, or much faster, I should say, than most people. And so like, I'm paying you all this money, and I know that because of my nails, which is not your fault, but I know that they're not going to last that long, and I'm still paying all this money, and you didn't even do it right, and I'm in here for 4 hours. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, last time I went there, I was like, nope, never again. I'm just going to do them myself. So now I just do the little, you know, press on, glue on nails, and I use like the specific nail glue, and they're great. Sometimes they last longer than other times, but to me, like I paid $6 for these nails, and sometimes I pay even less than that if I order them off of online. And so I was just like, oh, this is what I'm doing from now on. And my mom was like, where did you get those done? And I was like, hey, my living room, like my room. I did them. So, okay, let's do the day by day quickly. Yeah, right. Okay, so Monday is my reset day. I already know that's going to be a thing, so let's do that. Let's use a darker color. I'm thinking the maroon. So let's use the maroon, but I really need a non-gridded one, so I don't really know what I was thinking. That wasn't a really good box to use. I think I'm going to use this one, actually. This is reset day, which is, I actually really have come to like reset day, but you know. And then I do need to get some work done on this day, so we're going to put this down here, and we're going to put it down crooked because that's just our thing. And I don't think I have anything else this day, but like I said, I'm planning way in advance, so who knows if something will come up. But this is the 6th. I shouldn't, but we'll see. Let's see. Let's look back here because what's today again? Today is the 10th. Yes. So do have an appointment. Do not have an appointment. Do have an appointment. Do not have an appointment. Do have an appointment. So I will have a doctor's appointment on this day because I'm down to every 2 weeks. And I'll be down to every week soon after that. So let's see, like every 2 weeks is this. But this is 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I'm not at every week yet by this time. Okay. Look how freaking vibrant and pretty. This is why I love her stickers, because they are so vibrant. And I'm sorry if sometimes I have been out of frame, but this light is in the way. And so I don't always notice that I'm not in frame. Okay, so this should be our first day of school for the week. I always put this down. Why I put it down, I don't know, just to kind of remind me where we're going, what we're doing, that I need to prep. So I'm going to put prep, homeschool week. Okay, I'm going to put reset day, because I love this day actually. Okay, I'll put some kind of icon there in a minute. Okay, so this day I just need to get a crap ton of work done. I don't exactly know what that's going to look like this far in advance, but I already know that that's going to be what it is. So there's that. This is church night, and other than that, I don't really know anything that's going to happen. But that's a lot of maroon on this day, but that's okay. I'll break it up in the middle. Then this day, I need to get some work and filming done. So I'm going to put that. And let's see. This is also trash day, so I'm going to put that in the checklist because I always have to make sure. Sometimes Joshua remembers to take the trash can in the morning, and sometimes he doesn't. So when I wake up, I have to hurry and take it. Okay, because he leaves super, super early. Sometimes he forgets to do it. I am going to put this weekend adventures on the weekend because it's adorably cute. And then I actually think I'm going to use this cutie little quote as well, which I usually don't, but it's so cute, and I think I'm going to put it on the bottom so it's kind of like framed, since these are both together, and super cute. Okay, and then this is church day, and it's not any special kind of church day, right? No. So that means the next week is, but this week is not. So I'm just going to use a little tan guy over here, and we'll put church day, and we'll put Rangers at the bottom, which me and Joshua hate Rangers. We don't hate Rangers, we just hate when they meet, because they meet on Sunday nights, and so it's so hard for us to get back to church. It's very difficult. Okay, so this is test day. So let's put a little guy for that. And then that's really all I know. So I have plenty of boxes to save and use when the week actually comes. I've got to get better at having somewhere to store the ones that I've pre-planned for, because I tend to like misplace them. And then I don't know where the matching boxes are when I get to the week. It's really annoying. So I do that sometimes. And then I'll put them in my sticker books sometimes or whatever. Yeah, it's really annoying. I've got to get better at not doing that. Test day. Okay, and that should be it. I don't know if this is our weekend. Let's check that one more thing before we get done. So this is not our weekend. Yes, no, yes, no. Okay, so this is not. Okay, so that's it. This is what it looks like pre-planned, like a month in advance. That I feel like that's good, you know. And that should be all we have going on, I hope. So let's kind of zoom out here and let you see it a little bit better than this, because that kind of is not good. Okay, there we go. Super cute, right? So, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Look at all of these stickers I have for the rest of this week, and then for my memory spread when I get to that point. And so, yeah, it was definitely worth it. This kit is amazing and huge and all the good things. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.